So let's go with what we call lie detection. Now, it is in their best interest, unfortunately, to sometimes not be totally truthful. And it was funny, and we did, I think you mentioned, John, when we were doing a networking event recently, when we were talking about customers, and John mentioned that your customers might lie. This was a quiet, docile audience, and everyone erupted right at that point in time. It's like, oh no, really? No, they're not bad people. Of course not. The problem being is that you inherit every bad selling situation that you've ever had, right? You know, inadvertently, you're the one that charged them too much for their landscaping, right? And you ripped them off on their aluminum siding, and you charged them twice as much they needed to on their last airline ticket. And now, because of all the bad previous sales experiences they've had, and now you've got your salesperson jacket on, you inherit all that distrust. So a lot of what might happen in your conversations might not be completely legitimate. And we use words like contrive and conceal, right? They may not tell you the absolute truth, or they may neglect to tell you very pertinent information, like, for example, Bob, I'm also talking to 29 other salespeople. Now, if they came out and said, listen, we're going to talk to 29 other companies as well, well, you might not be interested in that business. But they don't want to tell you that. Why? Because they want that 29th quote. So they're going to use words that I want you to be cogent of. We actually do an entire session on that. But they're going to use words that don't necessarily represent the most factual representation. Words like could, should, might, possibly, maybe. Right? Now, most words, the real words are yes and no, right? There's not a whole lot of ways to misunderstand yes and no. But there's lots of ways to misinterpret what we call wishy-washy words. For example, if you have a coworker, and that coworker's having a party on Friday night, and you generally dislike this coworker, the last thing you'd want to do is be with that person one more second out of work than you need to. And he invites you to that party on Friday night. Even though in your heart there's no way in the world you're going to go. You're not going to say, you know what, Bob, I think you're an idiot. The last thing, I would rather drive a spike through my hand than to spend 1 second with you outside of work. You would never say that because of the political ramifications in the workforce. So what are you going to say? Well, let me check my schedule. I'll get back. Maybe we can make it. Possibly. You know, maybe we could come by. There's lots of ways to say no. There's very few ways to say yes. That's why wishy-washy words, we do an entire session, is part of this because language counts, right? What they say has such a strong representation to how we move forward.